And welcome back to the Crypto Hulk Show. Welcome, everybody, and congrats to those people that yesterday, when I went over MFG, and then that went up 80%, congratulations. One guy in particular calls me, and he's like, Hulk, I can't get my money out. He put it in Phantom, and he went and bought MFG, and Phantom was playing dumb, and they wouldn't let him cash out his 80% gains. What do I do? Oh, my God. And I said, transfer it to MetaMask and cash out there. Bam. And he did it, and it worked. He was like, oh, man, that was awesome. Thank you. So that's one advantage of the $500 club. The guy usually made $500 on that. And the membership pays for itself, really. You're given so many opportunities. Probably, who knows, in the average week, you're probably given at least 5 buying opportunities per week. That's 25 in a month. And if you're averaging $250 for each, I'm just saying, but a lot of times people don't get the Telegram messages. They don't get this, that. That's why they're missing out. So congratulations. And let's get on with this news. First 5 people here: Crypto Greek, K Ray, Brian Edwards, Swamp, Quat, Stomp. Gordon Logan's here, or was here. Doss Man. There you go. We got Cheedy Lee, Ronnie B. Okay, we look through here real quick. Blue Jersey. It's cold in Blue Jersey. Okay. Let's go I don't know where to start. There's a lot of news. I'm going to touch on this one. It's not even really a news article. It's about Bank of America. This will take 30 seconds or less. I just want you to see how they all know where this is going. You guys are aware. You watch my program. This is a very enlightening program. It's illuminated. But what we're seeing here, November 5th, this article is dated 2025. Bank of America CEO says the company may consider, look, we already know what they're doing, okay? We know. The rest of the world has no idea what's going on. We're sitting here watching the future get all set up, and that's why a lot of us get antsy. We'll get frustrated. Crypto's not moving as fast as you want it to. I understand that, but look, they've been working on this shit for a long time. See, just because you buy a crypto doesn't mean that, okay, now it's going to go up and you're going to get rich. I mean, that's not how the world works. You're into a technology area that's going to transform the whole entire planet. This is much bigger than you could ever imagine. You got Bank of America here, says that they will buy payment crypto companies. I'm just changing the title, telling you what it needs to say. But they're not trying, look, they're trying to roll this out at the right time in a controlled fashion. It's how you say something that grabs people's attention. If I were to change this title, and I know that I'm accurate, Bank of America CEO says the company will buy crypto payment companies. That's going to make everybody out there go out and buy cryptocurrency. That's what it's going to do. And then that's going to make it more expensive for Bank of America to do this. So here's an example. And I think David Schwartz told us this. But like with Ripple, in order for you to get it out, the Ripple's crypto to everybody, because that's what Ripple's crypto were, XRP in the beginning. That was the name of them. That was the original name, Ripples. So if you wanted to sell 10,000 Ripples to a customer, it's got to be cheap, right? So let's say you have to sell 50 million Ripples to Bank of America. Are they going to buy them when they're 0.003 cents a piece, or do they want to buy them when they're $5 a piece? They want to buy them when they're 0.003 or whatever it is, okay? These people, I wanted to show you this Bank of America here, could consider November 5th, Bank of America, what's this guy's name? Moynihan or something? Brian Moynihan. Whatever. He says Bank of America could consider acquiring more payment businesses in the United States. But the bank is not looking at deals in overseas markets. Maybe some payments capabilities which we've acquired in the U.S. So I'll come back to that. He told a group of reporters during the company's investor day. Now, if we look down below, it says in 2021, B of A acquired Axia Technologies and Inca Healthcare Payment and Technology Company. And if we deep dive those, we're going to find all the regular crypto companies with connections, connected. That's what this is all about. That's what I'm going to be showing you. That's what I show you each day. That's what I show you every day. Let's start here with Ripple and Mastercard because they're all getting into crypto payments. Let's start here with Ripple. Having news. Let's do a copy paste. I want to show you this whole thing has been all planned out. Let's look right here. November 5th, 2025. This is on a Ripple page. Ripple.com page. Ripple teams up with Mastercard. Now, if you've been watching this show, that's old news, okay? For years, Ripple and Mastercard have been partners, but Ripple has to make this look like it's brand new shit, okay? Ripple teams up with Mastercard, Web Bank, and Gemini to bring stablecoin settlement with the RLUSD to improve fiat payments. Now, what do we have? New York, Ripple, a financial technology company and government three-letter agency that offers crypto solutions for businesses, today announced a collaboration with Mastercard, web banks, and Gemini. Now, this is very, very interesting. You've got Gemini, which is a crypto exchange. You got Mastercard, which is a payments company. Ripple, which the government in 2015 at the Ripple trial declared Ripple, the company, as a money service business. The XRP, we know that the United States government already in 2015 called the Ripple, or if you have more than one Ripple, Ripples. Our government declared it currency. Already done. All this stuff's already done. You guys have been watching a fake trial with Gary Gensler that was so fake. No other channels calling that one, though. But this is what we got here. A money service business, Ripple, working with a payments company, Mastercard, and a bank, because you got to have a bank in there. Then you got the crypto exchange. This will be very commonplace. This is how it's all going down. Bank of America, we just read that article. Of course, they're going to be buying all these crypto payment companies. Because let me tell you something. The people running these banks, they're not going away. So what's happening is we have this crypto technology. The banks have been fighting. See, it's a fight for power. The banks have had all this power for all this time. Now, I want you to see what's going on. Now we have a power shift. You've got fintech companies coming in that are not banks, acting like banks, doing very similar thing banks do. Then they've been getting little special purpose, special purpose licenses, taking over some of the jobs that banks can do. Now the banks are fighting this. And what the banks don't want to become irrelevant. So what banks have to do is either invent banks have to then either create their own crypto companies or just buy them. And you know what? It's so much easier just to buy one. Fintech companies are doing the same. You're getting a fintech company. Some of these buy little banks. We've already gone over articles where these fintech companies buy banks. This is what you're either going to be a bank buying a fintech company or a fintech company buying a small bank that's not doing so well. You need the license. That's what you're doing. Here, banks already have all the authority to buy, sell, swap, trade, stocks, bonds, whatever it is. It don't matter. So now they just need to get a hold of crypto exchange bill to do this stuff. And that's what we're seeing here. All these now are all coming together. We've got together, they'll explore this partnership with Ripple, Mastercard, WebBank, Gemini. They're all coming together. This is quite a big group we got here, okay? This is what we're seeing is the evolution. Crypto has to get normalized. How do you get crypto normalized? Bring it underneath the banking regulator. Now it becomes okay. See, remember before, if it's not under the banks, crypto's bad. Criminals use it and all these kinds. But now that the banks have it, the banks control it. Oh, now all of a sudden, crypto's good. See how that works? The banks would fight hard. The banks owned all the Democrats and shit. Whoever was against crypto laws and regulations, real hard on the Democratic Party. They were just anti-crypto. Oh my God. All of them. Now that the banks get it, everything will be okay now. Well, now crypto's good. That's how we're seeing this roll out. The banks had to somehow figure out a way to get in on this crypto, or it's not going to be allowed. So you have to, after the banks were fighting all this crypto for so long, because that's why we're waiting all this time. The banks were fighting it. And now as banks figure out how to get control over it, they now implement it into their banking system. They're getting the ISO this month, the ISO 20022. We've been waiting for that fucking shit for 5 years. Now this ISO's coming in this month, and then we're seeing here all these banks and Ripple and WebBank and crypto exchanges hooking up, linking up. It's all coming in together because banks and fintech companies realize in order for them to make money, they got to work together. That's what we're seeing right here on this Ripple page. And you got Mastercard coming in. See, it's all crypto is going to be built into all of this, and the banking system will be built into all. It's all going to come together. It's all going to work together. Like I said, all good cryptos work together. They're not fighting each other. It's not this crypto is better than that one. I'm talking about good cryptos only. And how many are those? Maybe 15, 20 at the top, that are going to pretty much run the world, about 20 different ones. You're going to have different use cases, and different cryptos are going to have a different use case in all industries, not just banking. We've learned from Seals Q, the automotive business. We looked into Ripple with the healthcare business. So all good cryptos, some of them have maybe 2 or 3 use cases or something like that. I mean, I'm not a fortune teller. That's why I got Zoltar here for. But what we're seeing in this Ripple article is all of them are coming. You can't have a crypto exchange because you need a bank. And the banks don't know anything about crypto, so then they have to form relationships with other companies, or they can outright just buy a crypto exchange. But a bank don't know how to run that shit, so they got to bring people in. That's the problem, and that's what we're seeing happen. Ripple's helping all these people get together. Ripple's the government, and Ripple is, you can see it here, but Ripple's kind of like the middleman. He's helping, okay, get that exchange. Ripple's the fintech company, and you got the crypto exchange there, the bank over there, the payment company who's not a bank right there. They're all kind of, they got to figure out now how to put this puzzle together to where everybody's happy. The fintech companies want to get rich. The banks are afraid of being taken over. So now you've got to get them all to work together. You've got to have a bank own a fintech company. That way it won't get taken over. The bank owns it. And that's what we're seeing here are all these new kings. We have, you've heard of the Democrat No Kings March or whatever they had. Well, this is the New Kings March because you're going to have the old kings that are still running the world. They ain't giving up control. Now, these new tech companies we'll call the new kings, and these new kings are going to have to learn how to get along with the traditional kings. And that's what we're trying to, in my opinion, that's what we're seeing here is you got the Mastercard. They're not trying to go out of business. All the traditional banks, they're not trying to go. Western Union's not trying to go out of business. Nobody's trying to go out of business, but these new kings are here with their new technology. And if these banks do not learn how to assimilate, if these banks don't hook up with these fintech companies, they're going to get put out of business. This is what we're seeing. Ripple is designed by the government to help these banks bring in the new technology so they don't go bankrupt. That's why Ripple says, well, we've seen it before. I'm hearing two different things out of Ripple. One, they want to take the bank world over. And number two, they want to they provide software. Ripple's a software company. So it's kind of like that. Ripple has technology that'll help good crypto companies succeed. That's what I see Ripple as. Because the government, like the Roth, and I won't say Child's Family and all that, they create, all this comes from these rich people who then got in touch with our government, who control the colleges, who found the smart kids at the college that invented shit and all these things. That's where all this comes from. We've already seen how Ripple basically is the government. There's no way you got Ripple Russia and Ripple China, and Ripple's not the government. There's no fucking way. That would be so much department, and I can't say of defense. How you going to have Ripple going into these communist countries making the crypto for them? That's just not possible. So this is all a government. Ripple's just a government. It's not even a company. It looks like a company, walks like a company, smells like, but it's not. It's a government that created this company called Ripple to roll out software to help enslave the whole entire world. That's what we're seeing basically unfold right before us right here. Once implemented, this will mark one of the first collaborations where a regulated U.S. bank, here we go. So we're talking about this Ripple, Mastercard, Web Bank, Gemini, and God knows who else is all secretly mixed up in this. Once implemented, this will mark, it's a mark. It's a mark. Interesting choice of words. This will mark, I know something else that's going to mark later. Trust and believe, there's definitely going to be a mark. Once implemented, this will mark one of the first collaborations where a regulated U.S. bank, like WebBank, there's what we're talking about right here, where WebBank settles card transactions using a regulated stablecoin on a public blockchain. This effort also expands on Ripple's existing work with Gemini and WebBank on the Gemini credit card. Whoa. Which launched an XRP edition earlier this year and serves as a model for how digital assets can be integrated into traditional payment programs. This whole article, this is what we're seeing, and I'm going to wrap it up. This whole article here is showing us it's all going down. I don't care about the price. All the price shit's foolish. We already talked about all that. Dark pools, they're buying and selling crypto on dark pools where you can't see them buying and selling. They got private blockchains. Who knows? Hundreds of them. We can't even see. They probably have some kind of big old platform. We don't even know. And they're all trading and doing all these things. Do not be one of these people that just look at a price. Okay, the price is the most useless, dumb shit on the planet. I've already shown you all the evidence to prove my point. I showed you the Mt. Gox where Jed McCaleb, the guy that started Stellar and Ripple and all that, he was already talking about dark pools on his website that I showed you guys. These motherfuckers are buying and selling, doing all kinds of shit that's not showing up. If I already told you, if you look at a dex reader, some of these people, if you go all the way back on their dex screener, it starts red. That means they started off selling. Well, how do they do that, Crypto Hulk? You got to buy first to sell. Not unless you're a developer. Not unless you have back doors into dex screener or exchanges. Not unless you have dark pools. Oh, shit, Crypto Hulk. Do that. Have you seen that? Do it. Sometimes go into dex screener and look. See, that's the good and the bad about a ledger. It's open. People can see, right? That's why they have their private ones, so you can't see what they're doing. That's why do not be distracted by the price. Look on the dex screener. Go all the way down on some of these people. If they start off red, selling thousands, hundreds of thousands of bucks, they start off red. They start off selling. That's weird because it should have been they started off buying. But no. So that's how you know there's a developer right there. They start off selling. Now I'm peeping you guys' game. So now the developers be like, oh shit, that Crypto Hulk guy's telling everybody. Oh shit, now I'm going to have to start off buying again. That's how I spot them. That's a lot of that is where I won't get into a crypto. If I see a developer is just dumping real hard on a deck screen or something, I'll look back and go all the way through his history. And if he's starting off by selling, I don't want to touch that crypto. All he's doing is just dumping. He's never even bought that shit. So that's what we're seeing right here. Banks are uniquely positioned to bridge innovative blockchain technology with the stability of the traditional financial system. Our collaboration with Mastercard, Gemini, and Ripple, this is what WebBank says. Now, this is interesting. Okay, what Ripple has to do is find a bank that works with them. So they go to this WebBank, and the guy at the WebBank is saying, banks are uniquely positioned to bridge innovative blockchain technology with the traditional system. That's not true. Banks want to keep the traditional whatever going because that's how they make their money. All these money changers, all these middlemen and stuff, that's how our whole world's been doing that since day one. Do you know what the blockchain is? It's going to destroy all that old system. Maybe you live in a country and between me and you, there's 10 banks. So guess what? Everybody's got to get paid along the way before you actually get your paycheck from me. Maybe I go to Wells Fargo, but then they got to go to somebody who then goes through 2 or 3 other people and then goes out of that's how it works. So for this bank right here to say banks are uniquely positioned to bridge innovative, no, it's not, because that's how banks are. See, that's the end of the gravy train. This crypto is the end of everybody along the way getting money. Well, I'll take 1%. You know why it costs all these percentages to send money, 5, 10%? I'm going to take 1% and give it to you. And then you're going to take that money and charge a percent and give. That's how all the shit works. But Ripple has to find a bank who's willing to go with the technology. Not a big bank at first, because those big banks don't want to give up all that money. So you start with something small like WebBank. They don't got nothing to lose. WebBank is not a part of the JP Morgan B of A club with everybody else, Citibank, Santander. WebBank's like the black sheep and all the rest of the sheep are white, or whatever it is. Black sheep of the family, that saying goes. It's like, this is what we got going on. Ripple's coming in. They find a little bank nobody's heard of, right? And then that bank's like, oh yeah, we'll go with this system. And then Gemini comes in. Gemini's what? Winklevoss. Those people don't come from like lineages. They're not coming from the Rockefeller family. So what Ripple's doing is finding these small, brand new companies who got nothing to lose, and they hook up. And then now, guess what? Now Wells Fargo's got to do it, because web banks can come in and take over. That's how you're getting these big banks. You got to get them to bend their knee and bow down. This is what Ripple's showing us is happening. You're hooking up. Mastercard is not a bank, so they're like a payment system, and they want to maintain that. So Mastercard clicks up good with crypto tech. Ripple's been partners with Mastercard on multiple occasions. Let's look here. So now we've got that. Here's Mastercard. We've got the biggest payments company. Let me do a copy and a paste. Steelers, thank you very much for the tax-free donation. Appreciate that. Anything tax-free is perfect. Then we got ED Entertainment. Thank you very much. Bought Parmachain AI. Let's go here. So here we have our Mastercard aims to acquire crypto and stablecoin infrastructure startup called Zero Hash. Now, here we go again. This is another one. We already had the Mastercard, Ripple, Gemini, WebBank, and all that mixing up. Mastercard's not playing around. They're trying to maintain being a payments. They don't want to get pushed out. Mastercard is not going to get pushed out. They're playing hardball, as they call it. They're acquiring a company called Zero Hash. Now, we know that Visa, I've already shown you all the articles. I'm not showing you now. Visa bought Earthport and Currency Cloud. Those were two companies. See, Mastercard is doing what Visa did. Okay, I want you to see what's going on. Visa's not trying to get put out of business. Either is Mastercard. These payment companies adapt quickly. Visa years ago, probably 7 years ago, bought Earthport, and then 4 years ago bought Currency Cloud, whatever it was. What did Visa do? Visa bought a company that utilizes XRP Ledger and the XRP and took it for themselves. So they have it. Mastercard's doing the same fucking thing here with Zero Hash, okay? Mastercard is reportedly close to acquiring crypto and stablecoin infrastructure startup Zero Hash. You buy it when it's cheap, $1.5 to $2 billion. That's just about what Visa paid some years back for buying Earthport and Currency Cloud. Zero Hash supports companies' efforts around stable coins and crypto trading platforms. This is what we're dealing with here. Stable coins are popping up all over the place. I didn't hear about a stable coin until Ripple released it. You notice that? Then it's been nonstop. Stablecoin, 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 stablecoin. Nonstop. And then Zero Hash links up on September 23rd. Zero Hash. So Mastercard buys Zero Hash, who does stable coins and crypto startups and trading type. Morgan Stanley, one of the world's biggest investment companies, joins Zero Hash. All of this is about the same time. And guess what? Morgan Stanley is working with E-Trade as well. So now you have an investment stockbroker guy, the stockbroker company that's getting mixed up with Zero Hash and E-Trade because they want to get, Morgan Stanley doesn't want to get put out of business with crypto. I want you to see all these connections that are happening. Now here's Europe. Europe gives Zero Hash a green light. So now Morgan Stanley and all these guys can start going throughout Europe. See how fast this is growing? Now what's happening is the traditional, I want you to see the picture. I'm an artist and I'm painting a picture. But I want you to see how the traditional banks, like Morgan Stanley's a traditional investment, they're coming in. How is Morgan Stanley getting into all? They've got to get in this. So they hook up with E-Trade, which is trading crypto, and Zero Hash, which is stable coins and trading. And then you get Mastercard, whose payments all put in there. Because if you got people, but then you throw in WebBank, probably throw in WebBank in there too, or some other kind of bank. They're getting all this put together. These are the articles that I'm showing you here. Here is 2 years ago, Mastercard. See, Ripple's trying to make it look like they joined Mastercard. They've already done this like 2 years ago. Look at this. AJ Singh has a late fee. Thank you for paying your late fee in cash. Then we got D. Lindquist. Thank you very much. Appreciate that there, buddy. But let's look here at this article here. Mastercard and XRP Labs transform XRP usage with a debit card integration. This is 2 years ago, November 29th, almost exactly 2 years ago. So when we look at an article that we started the show off with from November 5th, 2025, Ripple teams up with Mastercard, WebBank, and Gemini to bring stablecoin settlements using stablecoins, the RLUSD. Well, the Ripple Mastercard partnership has been there for a long time, 2 years ago. So they already have a debit card right here. That's the Binance page I just showed you. Mastercard and XRP Labs join up, and they have a debit card already done 2 years ago. In the groundbreaking partnership, XRP Labs and Mastercard are joining forces to develop a self-custody debit card that enables users to seamlessly spend XRP, the cryptocurrency associated with Ripple. So that relationship has already been there. Now let's look what we got here. This is all coming together. People that are like, oh, remember those people? I don't believe in crypto. It's for gambling. And that's the dumbest fucking shit you could ever say. Look at this title right here. Ripple, it's called Ripple Prime. PRIME. Ripple Prime. Clients gain access to spot crypto trading. Oh my God. Ripple acquired prime brokerage called Hidden Road. Well, we just learned the other day that Lockheed Martin and all the secret government shit, they use Hidden Road too. That's what we learned. And Ripple bought Hidden Road for $1.25 billion. Ripple Prime clients will have access to dozens of cryptocurrencies. So now we see Ripple buying a trading platform, and it's all legal. It's called Hidden Road. They already have a license. So Ripple goes from just being like a software company, and now do you see what Ripple's doing? They're getting set up to have it all in one, to do everything. A bank, trading, crypto. They invented the crypto. It's a vertical setup they got going on. Vertical integration is what Ripple has. Ripple Prime clients will have access to dozens of cryptocurrencies. Customers can engage in OTC spot transactions, Ripple said. Hidden Road was a multi-asset prime brokerage. XRP-linked fintech Ripple began letting U.S. customers access spot trading for dozens of cryptocurrencies through its Ripple Prime service. So it looks like Ripple is into trading cryptos, right? It looks like this is all brand new. I got evidence I'm going to lay on you here in just about 30 seconds to a minute. What we're looking at here, if you don't watch Crypto Hulk show, is it looks to me like Ripple is evolving into a everything company. Oh, shit. Stocks, bonds, cryptos, gold, silver, you know, Ripple Singapore with gold and silver. You remember all that. You remember all that shit Crypto Hulk's been telling you for years. But Crypto Hulk, it is. And remember, Ripple Singapore had commodities, securities trading, gold, silver, fiat, crypto, all of that. Then all of a sudden the haters were saying to Crypto Hulk, well, why don't they use it anymore? Yeah. Oh, look what we got. Look what we got happening now. Oh, shit. Looks like Crypto Hulk was right all these years. With evidence, Crypto Hulk with evidence shown 3 years ago. Let's look here at one of the examples. Let's look at the 2013 Ripple customer list. Nobody else has it except, well, yours truly. And now you have it, courtesy of Crypto Hulk. This is the Ripple customer list, not the full list, of course. I can't be that generous. Go to the 50-second mark. 50 seconds. These are the Ripple this is the Ripple customer list. And what we're looking at is Ripple's first was Bitstamp. But let's look here. Ripple Trade Japan. Oh, shit. There is the Ripple wallet address. You can type in that wallet address. It's RMA, lowercase z, 5, capital Z, lowercase n, etc. There's the wallet address there. We have something called Ripple Trade Japan. Ripple was into buying and selling and trading commodities, securities, gold, silver, crypto, all this stuff. All this stuff, the article right here says it all. Ripple Prime. So when Ripple bought Hidden Road, all Ripple's doing is what they've already done. Ripple already had buying and selling of gold, silver, commodity securities. Ripple's done it all. I showed you already. It was Ripple Singapore. The shit was done 10 years ago. Now all they're doing is buying these companies and putting out there to the public what they've already done. They already know all this is going to work. They've already done it. I've shown you the evidence. No other channel. Ripple had all this technology. So now they're buying a company called, they already did, Hidden Road, and all they're going to simply do is run it on Ripple software they've already been using for 11 years that I've showed you. This is hilarious. The rest of the world's like, oh, wow, Ripple is now getting into crypto trading. All of us are like, oh, God, if you would have watched Crypto Hulk, they've been doing this shit for 11 years. You just don't know because you don't watch Crypto Hulk show, okay? Here is the Ripple customer list. And you can see Ripple Trade Japan. Ripple's been doing this shit in Japan. Look at this other page right here. Here's the actual web page that Ripple used to have before they took it off the internet, when it was still like in testnet or devnet, whatever the fuck you want to call that shit. There's Salvador Ramirez. Thank you very much for the tax-free Salvador Ramirez. Now look at right here. Look at what I just showed you here. Ripple Trade Japan. Notice how it talks about commission. Look at the top of the page. Look at the top where it says commission. What the fuck do you think that's for? Because they were trading and you get commission. Remember Ripple dividend that we talked about, where I said Ripple actually is and was a security. But guess what? When you operate this outside of the United States, it's not a security technically. Oh, so that's why Ripple started. Ripple Russia, Ripple China, Ripple Indonesia, on and on, Ripple Turkey, on and on. All these things I've shown you that no other channel's shown you. When you operate this kind of a Ripple Trade Japan where they got commissions, I showed you where it's called Ripple Dividend. That was with China, okay? When you operate these kind of businesses where you have dividends and commissions and all that, and it's outside, even though you're in the United States, it's not a security then. You don't have to tell the SEC. That's how Ripple got away with. This is what I'm showing you here. This is 2014. This is 11 years ago. Welcome to Ripple Trade Japan. And it shows the commission spot up there. So they were buying and selling, and there's commissions and all kinds of things. They're working with Sushini SBI Bank, SBI Bank Japan, one of Ripple's first banks. They've been there since day one doing all this. So that is your deep dive with Ripple, Mastercard, Gemini, WebBank, Morgan Stanley, E-Trade, the MICA. Zero Hash gets the okay green light in Europe. Zero Hash is right there. For the EU, Zero Hash gains permission for EU embedded crypto and stablecoin services. That's all Mastercard, Morgan Stanley. That's Ripple. All this stuff rolled in together. They're all working together. Ripple is not here to put these companies out of business. Ripple is the government, which is the top 5 families, trying to get all the financial institutions, everybody in the world, to use cryptocurrency so that people at the top can control the whole world. They're not trying to have everybody fight. They're trying to get all these companies, all the investment houses to use the crypto. Western Union, they're trying to get us. They've already got us into using crypto. We're not actually using it. We're buying it. I'm not buying a Lamborghini yet with my crypto, but when that day comes, but that's what this all is about. This is why I'm showing you all these connections. This is already done. All of this is already done. I showed you the evidence with Ripple Trade Japan, Ripple China, on and on. Let me check the comment section here. We'll go to the next. Someone just sold 16 million of BitNile. Ooh, wait. Jamaica says, Ripple been planned it out. We late, but early to the party. Right. You guys are here early. Well, that's a relative term. We're earlier than a lot of people. Let's put it like that. I'm showing you evidence. Like a lot of people say things. This channel is different. I say it with evidence. That's what makes whatever I say legitimate. The evidence is the authority. This channel is the authority on crypto because of the evidence, not because of me. I'm just showing evidence. I'm showing you stuff that verifies what I say. The evidence was there before I even got involved in any of this shit. I'm showing you all this has been set up. I've shown you all the evidence. What a lot of people don't see is what I'm telling you right now and showing, so you guys are well prepared mentally to know this whole thing. Like, it's like a bad poker game where they got little cameras. Like if you go to Vegas and shit, you know they cheat. So they got these little tiny cameras, or the cards have certain kinds of marking on them. So maybe the cameras can see, like, look, it's so fucking rigged. All right. I don't know how everything works out. I really don't. I know that I don't like it. I don't like it. I know there's something all kinds of fucked up in the crypto space. What I'm trying to do is keep you alert. That's why we got that Caleb Brown. So these little fuckers, at least we're going to have the same custody solution that BNY Mellon and all these banks have. We're going to be in this. I don't want to be. I got some of my stuff on a ledger. Wait, hold on. Need the $500, but this will do for today. Thank you, guys, says Derek Martin. Right on. Tax-free, Derek. Appreciate that. So, as I learned shit over the years, I started seeing a lot like, you know what? What if these hackings and shit? So that's why I got the Caleb Brown, because they're mixed in with the fire blocks. And then I started realizing more over the years, and that's why I got the Crypto Hulk Lawyer. Both of these are at the bottom of the page. I started realizing, you know what? I don't think my government's going to let us be rich. So that's why I got the Crypto Hulk Law Firm, so we can form LLCs and make a lot of this shit private so we can protect, not hide. We want to use the word protect our crypto and make it to where it's not visible for everybody to see who owns what. Not that we're hiding. We're not. We're just protecting. That's the word, protecting. We're not going to just sit around here for 5.5 years, watch Crypto Hulk shows that last 13 minutes that don't teach us shit. I'm showing you what now we're into buying crypto, selling crypto. We're buying stocks, selling stocks back. Those people that choose. We're actively trying to make some money here. Some of you are trying to learn how to trade right now, because if this thing takes off, if you can make money right now on the Crypto Hulk $500 membership clubs, and you're calling me every 2 to 3 days, like some of you are, congratulations. We're going over every 2 to 3 days why this is working, what's not working. We might as well take advantage of this. Volatility is your friend. When stuff goes up and down, that's what we like. We can make money on that. When stuff just stays the same, we can't make money on that. Mark says, thank God for Caleb Brown and Anderson Advisors. Thank you, Hulk. So that's just part of the show. As I learn, as you guys learn, we started realizing, you know what? With all the FTX collapses and the Silvergate, all these banks, or all these crypto scam shit going on, I just wanted a place to put my crypto and not have to worry. And that's why I got the Caleb Brown, because, well, number one, I let you guys join first. You guys joined it first because I told them, here's what I told Jim. Well, we got Caleb Brown's on the show tonight at 5:00 p.m. So right now it is about 9 hours from now. Caleb Brown, we're going to be on 5:00 p.m. Pacific time. I'll put a little advertising thing up. But here's how it works. All these other channels, I want you to watch and see how different Crypto Hulk show is. All these other channels get a sponsor and then tell you about all this stuff, right? That never it doesn't happen like that on a Crypto Hulk channel. How it happens is I tell you guys, hey, I'm looking into this company called Caleb Brown. I want you guys to go try it out before I even think about joining it myself or be an affiliate, salesperson, whatever you want to call it. for Caleb Brown. So you guys joined first, okay? And overwhelming amount of people are like, you know what? I like this company, Crypto Hulk, over and over for like over a month. It was like 6 weeks. You guys were joining Caleb Brown. And then somebody's going to like, Crypto Hulk, are you ever going to join it? And then actually Caleb Brown called me up and said, hey, you know, you're getting a good amount of your viewers joining our service. Are you going to join or what? Kind of, I'm paraphrasing, and a bad paraphrase. And then I'm like, well, you know, it's been 6 weeks and all these people seem to be pretty happy with it. Let me see, let me join it myself. And then I joined it and the rest is history. It's been almost like a year. And whatever hack shit's going on in the world, I'm not concerned. That shit does not relate to me or you. I got fire blocks. I'm not concerned who gets hacked and what. That shit don't matter to me. Before, when I had everything inside of a hardware wallet, I'm kind of nervous about that shit, right? Or if I have something on an exchange and that crypto exchange, wherever you want, they might have custody, this and that. Am I the legal owner of that account on that exchange? Probably not. I don't care if a particular crypto exchange, all I want is I want to be the owner of my account and I want to be in the same custody solution where BNY Mellon, JP Morgan, Ripple is utilizing Fireblocks custody. So Ripple's using them as well. Okay. We read that in an article. So let me hit up a last article here. There's like Indonesia. Here we go. Here's another example. Ripple has it all done years ago. Dryer Vent Solutions says Caleb Brown, what does he say? Is hands down the best customer service. They really are. I mean, look, you're getting, now I'm doing my sales pitch. I'm trying to get the commission. But think of it like this. Out of all these places, can you just call them up? And do you have a relationship? Because I could call up my broker, Sean, and say, hey, Sean, man, what's up? And be like, hey, Crypto Hulk, can you do that at like any other exchange? No. Fuck no. Not just no, but fuck no. Can you just call up your broker and ask him questions? Because that's your broker. See, there's a relationship. It's free. You get the institutional custody. I mean, I'm still trying to understand this. We're getting the world's best crypto custody for free. I get a broker. These other places, you got to pay. You got to pay. And you got to pay for your broker. Caleb Brown, I don't need to pay. I can call up Sean and say, hey, what do you think if I can talk to them for free? Now, of course, just like anything where you trade, buy, sell, swap, they got to make money somehow, because unless they have a money tree growing in the backyard, Caleb Brown's got to make some money. So I don't have an issue whatsoever. So I think a lot of us are pretty happy. How'd you get me distracted? I'm trying to do business here. So I gave you an article right here. Indonesia's digital economy is among the world's fastest. Jakarta. Oh my God, here we go. I want you to see this. This is Ripple right here. Let me show you. Jakarta, Indonesia's digital economy has become one of the fastest growing in the world. They're showing a picture right here of a bunch of fruits. I don't know what kind of fruit that is, but in that part of the world, they eat that kind of those little fruit things. But she's showing like there's a scan and you use your phone and you take a picture. And this lady looks like she's poor. And she's selling fruit and you pay using your phone. I want you to see all this going down right now. You know what makes it really handy? This lady doesn't need to have a phone line. She doesn't need to have a cash register. None of that stuff. She probably doesn't even need a bank account. She'll have some kind of government bank account where it's free. I'm just letting you know. You're looking at it right here. She can't get robbed necessarily for cash because she doesn't take cash, probably. It's all over a phone. So she doesn't need to hold a bunch of money at the house and make a trip to the bank once a week or something. She don't even go to the bank. She don't need to. Indonesia's digital economy has become one of the fastest growing in the world. Are you seeing this right here? Thanks to widespread adoption of the QR-based payment system, QRIS. Speaking at the Indonesia Digital Economy Festival, what is this? Okay. So, speaking at the Indonesia Digital Economy Festival in Jakarta on Thursday, the president, or the governor's Peri Wajaryo, said that since QRIS was introduced in 2019, so that's 6 years ago, digital payments have helped accelerate financial inclusion and strengthen national growth. He explained that Indonesia's digital payment roadmap began by... Okay, so let's look at this. I'm going to show you something right now. No other channel has. So we got the president, governor of Indonesia, whatever. Okay, here's what he says. Let's read this again. The governor explained that Indonesia's digital payment roadmap began. Well, I know where it began in 2015 with Ripple, but let me not say it yet. But this is what he's not saying. And it's okay because I can say it for him. So the governor says the digital payment roadmap began by integrating multiple payment channels into a single national standard. So we're talking about interoperability. Isn't that what he's saying? To simplify transactions. Now let's look right here. Maybe the roadmap didn't begin in 2019 because Crypto Hulk has evidence that no other channel has. Let's take a look. When did the digital roadmap really take place? Because Indonesia's governor doesn't want to tell you the truth. Look at what I just sent you. Go to the 24-second mark. 24-second mark. And let me know, what do you see? Somebody put in the comment section, what do you see? Ripple, Indonesia, 2015. Oh, shit, Crypto Hulk. It says Ripple Solusi. Solusi, S-O-L-U-S-I. Ripple Solusi Technology, Teknologi. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go again. We got the president of Indonesia, or whatever his fuck is, trying to lie and shit. Larry Brotherton says, appreciate all the work and deep dives. I have learned a lot these last 9 months. Thank you very much, Larry, for the tax-free money. Appreciate that one. So we're looking at an article from the Jakarta Globe .id. It's a crypto website. The article is dated October 30th, 2025. It talks about Jakarta, Indonesia, having like one of the fastest growing crypto economies. Then you got the governor saying their digital footprint or their digital map began by integrating multiple payment channels. This is all Ripple everybody's talking about, but he can't say it. And that's where my channel comes in. Because I'm showing you right there, the article right there, Ripple Indonesia 2015. It wasn't 2019 when they introduced QR system, when the digital roadmap began. Let me correct the governor of Indonesia. It started with Ripple Indonesia 2015. Then 4 years later, they adopted the QR system for payment. They already had the interoperable payment system in 2015. Now think about it. If it shows Ripple Indonesia 2015, they couldn't have just started it. They had to have tested it. So this goes back to Crypto Hulk's 2013 and 2014 Ripple customer list. So we probably are going to take it back to 2014 when Ripple got integrated into Indonesia. That's 11 years ago. You will not find this evidence on any other channel. So what I do on my show is I read an article and then I can dig back and find the evidence that nobody else has and show you why some of these articles, this article is not accurate. In this article, they're giving false information because their digital economy and roadmap started 4 years before they said it did with Ripple San Francisco. All right. Ripple has a $1 billion XRP slush fund just started. So yeah, there you go with that. We are at the 1 hour mark, and I'll conclude this particular episode today, 5:00 p.m. Pacific time. Caleb Brown will be on the show. We're going to be answering questions. You can ask him. We're going to bring up some stuff that might be kind of troubling in the world, and we're going to talk about it on the show, and we're going to get Caleb Brown's input. I'm going to bring up something that's kind of troubling, and Stu Lavelle kind of knows what it's about if he's here, but we're going to have to get some answers because I'm starting to see something here. And I don't know if it's nothing at all or it's something to be concerned about. So you're going to want to see what that is today, 5:00 p.m. Pacific time on Crypto Hulk. I'll see you then.